by graphing. Again, we're going to solve a system by graphing. So this is solve the system by graphing. Now, for graphing, you're always going to have to get the equation in the form of y equals mx plus b. So let's go ahead and call this line 1. And let's call this one line 2. So line 1 says what? X minus 3y equals 9. Now, to solve for x, I'm going to have to what? Subtract x from both sides. Subtract x from both sides. Subtract x. And then I get negative 3y is equal to negative 1x plus 9. Now I got to divide by negative 3. Each term by negative 3. Or you could just do this. Divide the whole right side by a negative 3. And then take each term in the numerator divided by that negative 3. So negative 3 over negative 3 is y, or 1y, is equal to, and then you have negative 1x divided by negative 3 plus 9 divided by negative 3. Well, a negative divided by negative is positive, so I get y is equal to 1/3 x. Now I have a positive divided by negative. Well, that's going to be negative, and that's going to be negative, 3. Or you could think of dividing top and bottom by 3. Divide by 3, divide by 3. So first of all, positive divided by negative is negative. What's 9 divided by 3 is 3. What's 3 divided by 3 is 1. What's a negative 3 over 1 is negative 3. So now we have the slope. The slope is m is equal to 1/3. And the y-intercept, measured as an ordered pair in the form of 0, comma b. So 0, comma, negative 3. What's the b? Negative 3. And let's go ahead and just graph that first line. So using that information, we're going to graph it right next to this. We're going to squeeze it in there. So first we plot our y-intercept. So if I plot my y-intercept, I got to plot 0, negative 3. So that'd be right here, 0, negative 3. And then I'm going to use my slope. Well, my slope is 1/3, so that means up, 1 unit, and then that means right, 3 units, because it's positive. Right, rise over run, right, 3 units. So doing that, I'm doing that right here. I'm going up, 1 unit, right 3. 1, 2, 3. Put a dot there. Again, up, 1 over 3 units would be right there. Okay, and that gives us the shape of that. So let's go ahead and draw the line that goes through those 3 points. So let's go ahead and draw that line that goes through those 3 points. Okay, and it looks like that. And that's line 1, which is really y equals 1/3 x minus 3. Okay, the next one we got to do, so let's call that line 2. So line 2, let me take that off for a minute. Line 2 is this, 2x plus 3y. So line 2 is 2x plus 3y, and that's supposed to be equal to negative 9. Okay? So again, we have to solve for y. Now, to solve for y, what term is bothering 3y is 2x. So we're going to subtract 2x, and then we're going to get 3y is equal to negative 2x minus 9. Now what do I have to do? I have to divide by I'm going to divide by 3. So divide everything by the coefficient in front of y, which is 3, positive 3. And I'm going to divide the whole right side by what? Positive 3. Negative 2x minus 9 divided by positive 3. Well, monomial divisor, you got to place that divisor underneath each term. Well, first of all, what's 3 divided by 3 on this side is just what? 1. 1 times y is equal to, and now we have negative 2x divided by 3 minus 9 divided by what? 3. Well, what does that give us? Well, that gives us, let's write what that gives us. That gives us, I'm going to go like this and go over. So our slope is the coefficient of x, which is negative 2/3. Not with the x, just the slope is the coefficient of x, because it's in the form of y equals mx plus b. And I forgot to reduce this. When I reduce this, I get negative 2/3 x. That's reduced. What's negative 9 divided by 3? Well, that's negative what? 3. So it looks like my y-intercept is what? 0, comma, b. Well, what's my b in this case? 0, comma, negative 3. Well, that seems like that was our b on our other ones, 0, negative 3. So it looks like that's probably going to be where they intersect. But we got to graph this line. To graph that line, that's down, what? 2. Right, what? 3. Down 2, right 3. So using that, let me go ahead and put my graph over here. So first of all, we have 0, negative 3, which is right here. And then we got to go what? Down what? 2. Down 2. And right what? 3. 1, 2, 3. Put a dot there. Down how many? 2. So 1, 2, right 3. That would be right here. Down 2, right 3. Right there. And then those are our 3 points. So then the graph would look like this. And that's line what? 2. That's line 2. Well, line 2 is what? Y equals, let's write it down, y equals negative 2/3 x minus 3. And let's go ahead and write some of these coordinates. So the coordinates for line 1, this is line 1. Let's go ahead and write them down. Line 1. And then this will be coordinates for line what? 2. And for line 1, let's just call this A, B, and C. Well, A is what? 0, negative 3. B is what? 3, negative 2. A, B. And then C, what's C? C looks like it's 6, negative 1. For line 2, what are the coordinates? Well, A is the same for line 2, so let's write A is what? 0, negative 3. And let's go ahead maybe and call this D, and call this one E. So D is what? Looks like it's 3, negative 5. So B is what? 3, negative 5. And then C, what is C? C looks like it's 6, negative 1. 6, negative 1. And that's all of our work for that. So again, first thing you have to do is what? Solve for what? Y. Put them in slope-intercept form. And let me just box that in. This one's in what? Slope-intercept form, which is y equals what? mx plus b. And then we can do the same thing on the second one. We got it in the form of what? Y equals mx plus b. So this was line 1, and this is line what? 2. And then we write down what the slope is. Okay, so again, and then you want to label all your points. You want to make sure all your points are nice and labeled, or you can label them directly on there. I just lettered them, but you can label them right on there. Okay, so that's just a little bit of a lecture. So the solution, we got to write down the solution, which we did not do, but let's write down what the solution is, where they intersect. So the solution to this system is 0, -3. 0, -3.